Good morning everybody and welcome back to another video. I thought I'd do something a little bit different today. We're talking about the T-64, but this time it's not a review video, it's going to be the tank's history. All of this information comes from tankencyclopedia.com, so link will be in the video description. I hope you enjoy the video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So we begin with we begin at the start, as is normal. The T-54/55 were, in 1960, relatively rugged and proven designs, derived from World War II ideas and concepts. But, with Western countries advancing quickly towards a new generation of battle tanks, the USSR needed to make a bold step forward from its previous designs to keep the edge. By the fall of 1959, the T-62 project was advancing fast as Nizhny Tagil, designed by a young team and looked revolutionary with its new smoothbore gun. Alexander Morozov, the chief engineer and father of the T-54-55 family, then headed the Kharkiv Factory Plant Design Bureau in Ukraine. He also sought to design the next generation main battle tank and also thought a new gun was the necessary upgrade around which the whole new design should revolve. This gun, the T-2A46, would be derived from the new generation of Soviet anti-tank smoothbore track guns. With the 2A45 125mm or 4.92 inches, and it would be coupled with other innovations like an autoloader, reducing the crew to just 3, an upgraded 5DTF 5-cylinder diesel engine, and a completely new and reworked suspension system along with upgraded equipment. But its development took time, and the T-62 was unveiled and mass-produced earlier. The T-64 was eventually built from mid-1960 to late 1980s, and upgraded, standing apart as an elite main battle tank and precursor of the second generation main battle tank, the T-72, which took a great deal from it. Its real successor came in 1990 after the fall of the USSR with the equally advanced T-90. Development history. Alexander Morozov commenced studies for a new tank when the T-54 was just entering full production, back in 1951. The T-54-55 family, in the meantime, greatly evolved, and the production was eventually resumed in 1987, after nearly 33 years of incremental modernization. The Object 430. At the Kharkiv Transport Machine Building Factory No. 75, the KB-60M team was formed in the Factory Design Bureau, with engineers from Nizhny Tagil and headed by A.A. Morozov. They designed a new engine, which was a real departure from previous diesel of conventional design, with the compact opposed piston 4TD mounting, coupled with 2 lateral gears on each side, that allowed even more compactness. By these means they achieved the unthinkable, providing more power with a far smaller and lower engine. The engine compartment was half the size of the T-55's. Even the exhaust was revamped, with a new extraction system to get the new hull moving, modelled around this engine. They also designed a new lightweight suspension made of small, hollow aluminium road wheels and tracks with rubber joints. But the gun was the same D54TS of the T-55, and the armoured glacis kept at 120mm. 2 prototypes were eventually built and fully tested at Kubinka in 1958, but Morozov estimated that the numerous issues caused by the combination of so many innovations did not allow further development. That wasn't compensated by real progress in the terms of armament or firepower, compared to the much cheaper and simpler T-55. The Object 432. As work continued on the new Object 430U and its 120mm smoothbore gun, the Object 432 started in parallel with an equally revolutionary 115mm D68 smoothbore gun, for the first time coupled with a fully functional electro-hydraulic autoloading system. This risky feature required less internal space for the 2-man turret, commander and gunner, ensuring a much lower silhouette and almost the weight of a light tank, with only 30 tons compared to 36 to 38 tons of the other projects. However, they had to devise yet another trick to face the new L7 M68 NATO gun, recently unveiled by reports on a captured ex-Iranian M60 tank. It had the first composite armour on the side of the Iron Curtain, called K combination. It apparently combined an aluminium alloy layer sandwiched between 2 high-strength steel layers or glass-reinforced plastic sandwiched between layers of steel. This add-on armour raised the overall weight to 34 tons, well compensated by the new 5TDF engine. This time, Morozov estimated the combination was worth a production and had the green light after the first prototype was unveiled in September 1962 and passed all tests successfully. The new tank production was set up in 1963 and the new tank was named T-64 after the year of its introduction into service. The main battle tank was far more successful than the T-62, especially when comparing their respective mobility. The T-64A. After the production started, the team worked frantically on a new project derived from the Object 443U. The Object 434, which would be armed with yet another gun, a much more powerful 125mm smoothbore. Superficially, the D81T from the Perm Weapons Factory was a scaled-up 122mm, which equipped the T-62, itself merely a smoothed 115mm. This 125mm gun was already produced as a towed AT gun for the Army as the 2A45 and was adapted as the 2A46, still fitted with a completely new modified 6ETS-10 autoloader. The latter one had the advantage of allowing to carry more rounds for such a big gun and restricted interior space without the 120mm inch ammo supply, which would have reduced to 20 to 25 rounds max. That freed space from the elimination of the loader allowed to carry 28 rounds. The T-64A main gun was also given the 2E233 pane stabilizer coupled to the new TPD-2-1 night sight. TPN-1-43A night driving periscope for the driver, and, in addition, for night combat, the infrared L2G projector, placed just left in the main gun, coaxial instead of being over the gun like in previous designs. Armour was modified with fiberglass replacing the aluminium alloy, and spring-mounted plates, or gill skirts, were added along the mudguards. Additional storage spaces were also added along the turret sides and rear, plus the unusual snorkel tubes relocated. A full NBC protection system was provided while the hatches were modified and widened. The Object 434 prototypes were tested in 1966 to 1967, and the production started in 1968 after 600 T-64s of the first generation had been made. By the 1970s, this influential design had not only earned Alexander Morozov the Lenin Prize, but also influenced the T-72 design. Constantly upgraded, the T-64 was given to elite units of the Red Army. In 1971 to 72, a new wave of modernization will see the adoption of the TPD-2-49 day sight with the optical coincidence rangefinder, the TPN-1-49-23 night sight, and new 2E26 stabilizer, driver's TPN-4PA sight, and commander TNP-165A. The biggest change was a remotely operated NSVT 12.7mm machine gun and an optical PZU-5 sight. The KMT-6 anti-mine system was added and a new R-123M radio. The new command tank, the T-64AK, was derived from it, with the long-range R-130M radio, PAB-2AM and TNA-3 navigation station, powered by an auxiliary petrol engine. The version derived from the Object 446 prototype in 1972, and a 10-meter telescoping antenna, no anti-aircraft machine gun, and only 38 rounds of ammunition. In 1976, another set of upgrades saw the adoption of the D-81TM tank gun, stabilized by the 2E2AM2 system and 6ETS-10M autoloader, TNP-65 night sight. For the first time, the engine was modified to be multi-fuel. It could run on either gasoline, diesel or kerosene, answering the NATO standard. By 1981, two banks of 81mm 902A smoke grenade launchers were added to the turret, while the grille skirts were replaced by more traditional rubber skirts. Additional upgrades were performed along the T-64B lines in the 1980s, like the addition of ERA protection and laser TPD K1 telemeters. The older T-64s were fully modernized in 1977 to 1981 along the lines of the T-64A, ending as the substandard T-64R. The T-64B. Work started as early as 1961 as backup as a backup plan when it was found that the new 5DTF engine was complicated to make and therefore had a slow rate of production. The design team tried to fit in the small engine compartment the more conventional 12-cylinder V45 engine. After years of researches and modifications, the three Object 436 prototypes were eventually tested in 1968 at the Chelyabinsk factory proving grounds. Other developments led to the 4 Object 439s, which were not produced but served as test beds for the T-72 design. In 1973, further studies with the T-64A-2M led to the creation of the Object 476. With a new 1100 horsepower engine, the future T-80 engine compartment was modelled after it, and the Object 447, which featured a new laser telemeter and guiding system, allowing to fire ATGMs through the gun. In addition, it had the D-81TM gun with a 2E T26M stabilizer, 6E TS40 autoloader, 1A33 FCS comprising a ballistic calculator sight with laser telemetry and crosswind sensor. The ATGMs were 8 N9M112 Cobras, radio guided NATO AT8 Songster. Command tanks were the T-64BK and the T-64B1K with an R130M radio and its 10 meter telescoping antenna, a TNA3 navigation system, and AP-1P/30 APU without anti-aircraft machine gun carrying 28 shells. The Object 447 was produced as the T-64B and the cheaper Object 437 variant. Without this ATGM capability, was produced as the T-64B1, which could carry 37 shells instead of 28. These two tanks also had better fording capabilities, 1.8 meters. These were accepted for service in September 1976. In 1981, the gun and stabilizer were upgraded, and 902A Tuka-1 smoke grenade launcher added to the turret. In October of 1979, a new engine was developed, the T-62D. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was a little bit different, and I didn't get to read all of the information that I had prepared. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!